everybody, it's Anna. Time for the Thursday card in this week's tarot story. So today we have the 10 of Wands reversed. So the number 10 is the final point in a 10 card trajectory, and wands are connected to the element of fire. So they're about feeling impassioned and excited and confident. And yesterday's card actually was the 4 of Wands, which is about establishing a foundation on which you can build your passion or bounce off of your passion, right? So this card shows a man carrying his wands to the local town. So he has completed his harvest. Here's his harvest. He's going to take it to the town. So the 10 marks the moment that you complete your work, but also you transfer the work into the world. So it's not going to be my private journey anymore. I've completed it. Here's the blessing. I'm going to give it to the world and release it. And I think that's actually an important piece of the spiritual journey is when you're done with it, it doesn't belong to you anymore. You just release it into the world and allow it to have its own life apart from you, right? So when this card shows up, I think it invites us to complete our journey and release it so our hands are free and open so we can start the next piece of our journey. This came to us reversed. And I think that's because we are not at this point yet. And maybe we are getting ahead of ourselves a little bit. The reason I say that is we had the 4 of Wands yesterday, like I said, the 3 of Pentacles reversed. And then tomorrow we have a 5 card. So those are all work that happens in the beginning of the journey, the first half of the journey, right? And the problem we can have is as we're in the middle of the journey, our minds will jump ahead and try to solve a problem that's not here yet. So the problem here is that the mind might be thinking, okay, what am I giving to the world? What's my contribution to the world? And we don't have the answer to that yet because we're still in the middle of manifesting it. It's still creating, it's still evolving and surfacing. And so when the mind jumps ahead, it can make us feel, it pulls us out of sequence, right? But also it can feel overwhelming and disheartening because we don't actually have the answer to that question. So the truth is, as you're walking through the Wands trajectory, for example, you're surfacing a passion, you're following it. A lot of the curves are blind, which means you don't see where you're going until you're actually on the path. You don't really know what it's going to look like. So if you ask yourself the question, what's it going to look like? And you answer, I don't know. It's easy for your mind to lose confidence and to use that to kind of encourage you to sit still and wait until you figure it out, which means now you've lost your energy because you're never going to figure it out by sitting still and thinking about it, especially if you're not a linear intuitive, which no one who's interested in what my work is a linear intuitive. So I think this card suggests that our mind might be jumping ahead and saying, what's the final outcome? What's the final blessing? What are we bringing to the world? And it's not appropriate yet to ask that question. We're going to have to wait until we complete all the steps, all the work, and kind of walk in faith for the entire 9 steps until the 10th step, where suddenly the harvest is here, we're ready, and we can give it to the world and release it and move on to the next thing. That's our card for today. See you tomorrow for our final card.